Hello friends, welcome to DUDR Academy. In this video, I am going to discuss some of the important review questions in nursing, and it will be helpful for you for the preparation of various competitive examinations. First question, a nurse instructs a pre-operative client in the proper use of an incentive spirometer. Which does the nurse use to determine that the client is using the incentive spirometer effectively? Options: cloudy sputum, shallow breathing, unilateral wheezing, productive coughing. So here the correct answer is productive coughing. Incentive spirometry that helps reducing the atelectasis, it opens airways and it stimulates coughing, and thus it helps in mobilizing the secretions for the expectoration. So cloudy sputum, shallow breathing, wheezing and all indicate that incentive spirometer is not effective. Incentive spirometry is not effective because they point to infection, then counterproductive depth of breathing and bronchoconstriction. So here the correct answer is productive coughing, because incentive spirometry helps in opening the airways and it stimulates coughing. Second question, a nurse is caring for a client who has undergone transsphenoidal resection of a pituitary adenoma. The nurse should measure which of the following to detect occurrence of a common complication of this type of surgery? Options: pulse rate, temperature, urine output, oxygen saturation. The question is, a nurse is caring for a client who has undergone transsphenoidal resection of a pituitary adenoma. The nurse should measure which of the following to detect the occurrence of the common complication of this type of surgery? So here the correct answer is urine output. So a common complication of surgery on the pituitary gland is temporary diabetes insipidus. So this results from the deficiency of ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone secretion, as a result of surgical trauma. The nurse measures the client's urine output to determine whether this complication is occurring. So polyuria of 4 to 24 liter per day is a characteristic of this complication. So all other options are not related to the common complication after this surgery. So measuring the urine output is the correct answer. Next question. A client is experiencing acute cardiac and cerebral symptoms as a result of an excessive fluid volume. The nurse should implement which of the following measures to increase the client's comfort until specific therapy is prescribed by the physician? Question is, a client is experiencing acute cardiac and cerebral symptoms as a result of an excess fluid volume. So the nurse should implement which of the following measures to increase the client's comfort until specific therapy is prescribed by the physician? Options: measure urine output on an hourly basis, measure intravenous and oral fluid intake, elevate the client's head to at least 45 degrees, administer oxygen at 4 liters per minute by nasal cannula. So here the right answer is elevate the client's head to at least 45 degrees. Because by elevating the head of the bed to 45 degrees, it decreases the venous return to the heart from the lower body. Thus, it reduces the volume of blood that has to be pumped by heart. And it also promotes venous drainage from the brain, reducing the cerebral symptoms. Next question. A nurse is caring for a pregnant client who is receiving an intravenous infusion of magnesium sulfate. To provide a safe environment, the nurse ensures that which priority item is at the bedside? Options: tongue blade, percussion hammer, calcium gluconate injection, potassium chloride injection. So the nurse who is caring for a pregnant client receiving IV infusion of magnesium sulfate should provide a safe environment, and so what is the priority that the nurse should ensure at the bedside? The correct answer is calcium gluconate injection. So magnesium sulfate, it is a central nervous system depressant and it relaxes the smooth muscle, and the toxic effect of magnesium sulfate may cause loss of deep tendon reflexes, respiratory paralysis, heart block and cardiac arrest. And the antidote for magnesium sulfate is calcium gluconate, and so it should be available at the client's bedside. Next question. A client with Parkinson's disease has begun therapy with levodopa. The nurse determines that the client understands the action of the medication if the client verbalizes that results may not be apparent for options 1 week, 24 hours, 5 to 7 days, 2 to 3 weeks. So the question is, the client with Parkinson's disease has begun therapy with levodopa. The nurse determines that the client understands the action of medication if the client verbalizes that the results may not be apparent for. So here the right answer is 2 to 3 weeks. Parkinson's disease, it is a degenerative illness which is caused by the depletion of dopamine, and the signs and symptoms of Parkinson's disease usually begin to resolve within 2 to 3 weeks after starting the therapy. So the client must understand this concept to help in their compliance with medication therapy. Next question. A nurse is monitoring a client who is receiving an oxytocin infusion for the induction of labor. The nurse should suspect water intoxication if which of the following were noted? Options: fatigue, lethargy, sleepiness, tachycardia. Here the correct answer is tachycardia. That is, a nurse is monitoring the client who is receiving an oxytocin infusion for induction of labor. So the nurse should suspect water intoxication if tachycardia is noted. So here during oxytocin infusion, the woman is monitored closely for the signs of water intoxication, and that include the signs of water intoxication include tachycardia, cardiac dysrhythmias, shortness of breath, then nausea and vomiting. Next question. A nurse is preparing a woman in labor for an amniotomy. The nurse should assess which priority data before the procedure. Options: fetal heart rate, maternal heart rate, fetal scalp sampling, maternal blood pressure. The correct answer is fetal heart rate. So here amniotomy is the artificial rupture of membrane, and it can be used to induce labor when the conditions of cervix is favorable, or to augment labor if the process begins to slow. And fetal well-being must be confirmed before and after amniotomy. So fetal heart rate should be checked by Doppler or with the application of external fetal monitor. So here the correct answer is the nurse should monitor or assess the fetal heart rate. The next question. A nurse is assigned to care for a client with acquired immunodeficiency syndrome who is receiving amphotericin B for a fungal respiratory infection. Which of the following would indicate an adverse reaction to the medication? Options: hypokalemia, hyperkalemia, hypocalcemia, hypercalcemia. The correct answer here is hypokalemia. So the clients receiving amphotericin B may develop hypokalemia, and it can be severe and it lead to extreme muscle weakness and ECG changes. So the distal renal tubular acidosis commonly occurs, and that may contribute to the development of hypokalemia. Next question. A client with a history of duodenal ulcer is taking calcium carbonate chewable tablets. The nurse monitors the client for relief of which symptom? Options: flatus, heartburn, rectal pain, muscle twitching. A client with a history of duodenal ulcer is taking calcium carbonate chewable tablets and the nurse monitors the client for relief of which symptom? So here the right answer is heartburn. Calcium carbonate is used as an antacid for the relief of heartburn and indigestion. It can also be used as a calcium supplement or to bind phosphorus in the GI tract in clients with renal failure. And all other options are unrelated to this medication. So here the right answer is heartburn. Then question number 10. A nurse is visiting a client who has been started on therapy with topical clotrimazole. The nurse tells the client that this medication will alleviate. Options: pain, rash, fever, sneezing. The nurse is visiting a client who has been started on therapy with topical clotrimazole. The nurse tells the client that this medication will alleviate. Here the right answer is rash. The correct answer is rash. So clotrimazole is a topical antifungal used in the treatment of cutaneous fungal infections and it will alleviate an associated rash. So the nurse teaches the client that it is used for this purpose, for rashes, and it is not used for pain, sneezing or fever. So thank you for watching the video. Hope you liked this video. Also share to your friends and give your feedback. So thank you for watching the video.